Resident Evil 2.
How's it going, ladies and gents? Hope you're doing well. My name is Lewis, aka Manyouaman here, and today I'll be going through my review, my thoughts, and my opinion on Resident Evil 2 Remake. So, with that being said, there are some kind of disclaimer or some things I need to say before I'm going into my review. So, the footage that you're seeing behind the scene on the screen, on your big screen, hopefully, is basically is me doing my Leon first run and Claire second run. So the reason I don't want to do my footage, like do another 8 or 9 episodes, because it's just gonna drag it out, and there isn't too much of a difference. So for some of those videos that have difference, then I will pretty much stop my review and then let you guys enjoy the cutscene. There isn't a lot. There is about 6 minutes, maybe 5-6 minutes worth of cutscene that kind of different, with Leon perspective, meeting Marvin, and so on and so forth, and that's it. That's it. So it's not too much of a difference. So that's why I don't want to do another 8 or 9 episodes with the Leon first run and Claire second run. So with that being said, my review will be based primarily on the Resident Evil 2 Remake, not on the Resident Evil Classic. And how I'm going to approach this review is kind of just let the video play. You know, I got it in front of me and just kind of go through some stuff of what happened during my run, and also all the costumes. So what you're seeing right now is the 1998 classic Leon and Claire costume, and throughout the video, throughout the review, my opinion and my thoughts, I'm gonna go through them as kind of like good and bad. So 5 good points and 5 bad points. So that being said, here's the first cutscene that are new for Leon.
God damn it! Watch out!
You're safe. For now.
Thanks.
Marvin Browner.
Leon Kennedy. There was another off strike. I couldn't...
Here. I'm sure you did what you could, Leon.
Does anyone know what started this?
Not a clue. But honestly, all you need to know is that this place will eat you alive if you aren't careful.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to start last week, and I got a call to stay away. I wish I'd come here sooner.
You're here now, Leon. That's all that matters.
Okay, Lieutenant? I'm ready.
Hopefully you'll be able to find a way out of this station. That officer you met earlier, Elliot. He thought this secret passageway might do the trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first. I'd come with you, but I'd just slow you down. Now, you'll need this.
I can't take him.
Stop. And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out, or you run. Got it?
Yes, sir. Claire! Hold on! I'll be right there!
Okay.
Claire! It's so nice to see you.
How are you doing? That helicopter just came out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
I'm in one piece.
I'm guessing you don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no. But how are you doing?
just surviving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any luck with your brother?
No, not yet.
Claire, don't lose hope. I'm sure we're gonna find him. Damn it. You know what that means?
Yeah. Dinner time.
Claire, I think you should go.
Don't worry about me, Leon. You take care of yourself.
Claire, you need to go. Now!
Okay, let's get through this. Both of us.
So it goes underground. Huh. That's it. That's our way out. Lieutenant Branna! Marvin! It's time to go. Hey, Marvin. We need to get you to a hospital right now.
No, save yourself.
Come on, I've got you.
No!
Look, we can still make it out of here together. Just...
It's too late. I tried, Leon. But I couldn't stop it. We can't let this thing spread. It's on you now. Just go.
I understand. I won't let you down, Marvin.
I won't let you down, Marvin. So that's it. That's the 3 cutscenes that are different in the Leon first run scenario. So Leon meeting up with Marvin instead of Claire. Dialogue is different, animation is different. So is the one when Leon and Claire met at the gate. So Leon is more inside the police station while Claire is outside. So that dialogue and everything has changed as well. So that's pretty cool. And also once we opened up the gate, the underground tunnel, those dialogue interaction with Marvin, between Leon and Marvin, like I said, is different. So that's it. That's not too much of a different. As you can see throughout those new cutscene, I was using the Leon police sheriff officer costume. So that costume is very resemblant of The Walking Dead. So for those of you who hasn't watched The Walking Dead, there is basically a cop, Rick. I can't remember his last name. I haven't watched it for a while. But anyway, yeah, the outfit looks like him. And Claire had the military outfit on, with the bandana and kind of like a bulletproof vest. So that's really cool. So we got on the background here is basically Leon wearing his classic Resident Evil 2 outfit that's been remade and redesigned. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's almost 9 minutes in, and let me just tell you something about Resident Evil 2 and my opinion and my thought of it. So first of all, what I want to talk about is the graphics. The graphics is absolutely stunning in this game. Not just because this is, well, basically for the PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, the PC, modern day graphics, but Capcom did a lot of textures right. You know, that scene when Leon or Claire in the police station and just kind of moving the zombie's head, and then you can see the Lakers whip the throat and the jaw of the police officer. That detail, saving Elliot and having him basically lower half dragged out, you can see all the guts and everything. It's very grim, very gory, and that's what I really love about this game, is that the graphics is absolutely brilliant. The redesign of the characters are great as well. They're all very good looking. They are more realistic, and that's the approach that Capcom was going for. That good modern touch and realistic look for the characters. I think in terms of Leon, Claire, Ada, and Sherry, all of them, well, I would say all of the characters are very similar to their classic Resident Evil 2 counterpart, but with a lot more realistic touch, like in terms of facial, the body, and everything. So even their costume being redesigned is absolutely fantastic. So what you see here is just Leon going back to his classic jacket. So with Annette, this is one of my favorite boss fights. So you gotta see some gameplay of me doing this. Basically, pretty easy because I was playing in assisted mode, which I forgot to mention. So yeah, the graphics and the design, tons of costume to choose from. So throughout this 30-minute or so video, you can see all the costume that I picked for the characters, and you know, they all look great. So that's the positive. The negative is, the first negative has to be also from the design of the game, is some of the areas, some of the location like this, the laboratory that you're seeing right now, I don't like it. You know, I mentioned it before. The Umbrella Lab looks just too modern. It's too modern. It's too white. It's too, I don't know. It just feels like, how can you build an underground facility like this? Coming off the sewage as well. The original Resident Evil Umbrella Lab under Raccoon City was a lot more rusted. There's a lot more it's a lot more old. It's a lot more similar of what you see in terms of the architecture and the construction in 1998, instead of this modern touch, which does feel like this is like in 2020 or 2019 when the game came out, and the feel just feels wrong. And they have redesigned the original Umbrella Lab before in multiple games, like Umbrella Chronicles, Darkside Chronicles, in Resident Evil 0 as well. We've seen a very small slippage of the Umbrella Lab. So they already redesigned it, so I don't know why they didn't do it right. Redesign the Umbrella Lab like how it was to the original. So yeah, so that's kind of one thing that I question them. It's just like some of the things like, why? I think one of the redesign that they did well was the sewage. The sewage area they did really well. If you go back to the classic original, it's just basically a couple of tunnels and it looks really ugly, and it was just one of those areas that is really short as well. But the redesign of the sewage was done really well, and it's one of the areas that I enjoy but dislike at the same time, because there's G-monsters is bloody hard to kill. So my third positive, my third likes, is basically the features. This is a banger of a horror game. Basically, this is really good. This is fantastically good. The atmosphere, from the zombies sound to Mr. X chasing you, to the cutscene, the general atmospheric thing about the game is brilliant. It pulls you in and keeps you in to the game. And the first time you played this, I was basically on my seat, or on the edge of my seat all the time. And this is, yeah, this gets your heart rate going sometimes. And as you can see, in some point of the video, that I was also scared as well. Was some jump scared because I didn't remember the zombies being there or the lickers chasing me at the behind, or was too loud. Yeah, a couple of close call, and definitely, definitely, you know, the features of the game are brilliant. So that's the Leon Kennedy run. I did it on easiest mode and I got it done in 2 hours and basically 10 minutes. So I got the S rank. So instead of the 1911, you see the Matilda on the side. So this is the earlier on area where Claire's second run, and there's this extra cutscene that I never seen before. So that was pretty cool.
It's okay.
So one of the dislike that I have in terms of the features of the game is that it doesn't have an extreme battle mode. So this mode was available in the classic Resident Evil 2. I don't know if they were available in the PlayStation 1 version, but it's basically like a mini game mode. You pick a character, you can pick Claire, Leon, or even Chris Redfield from the first game. There's like a preset loadout, and you're just going around the area killing people and try to escape or whatever. I personally didn't have much go on it back in the day, so I don't remember much of it. But that mode is missing. That mode was carried forward to the classic Resident Evil 3 called the Mercenary mode. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun in the Resident Evil 3. But yeah, that mode is missing, so it's not too much of a miss, because we did end up getting like 6 side missions from the dev, brand new missions, a lot of what if scenarios as well, so that kind of nets off that negative. So one of the negative that I don't like about the gameplay of this game is the fact that the Ada part of the game was really short. And I always question about why the hacking gun, why the secret weapon. It doesn't fit to the settings and the scene of Resident Evil, Raccoon City Outbreak, and this game being set in 1998 and having a digital gun that can hack and blow up electric current and stuff like that. It just, to me, I'm just like, why? Why do you do Ada like she's some kind of modern researcher or whatever? I don't like it. It's kind of like a Mission Impossible kind of stuff, like when tech are just too modern for it just feels ridiculous, and especially in the setting of 1998, I just didn't like that kind of gameplay element. I understand that is more of a added feature, so then the Ada part of the story, you just don't just run around kind of thing and shoot zombies like Leon and Claire's already doing. But I just thought the puzzle element for the hacking gun can be done in a more suitable way, suitable setting for 1998. But also they could have expanded Sherry's part of the story as well. So instead of just little hide and seek, maybe potentially drag it out by, you know, running around the street of Raccoon City, and dodging zombies, hiding under the bed, hiding in locker rooms, like what they do in some modern horror game when you have no way to defend yourself. So this is a pretty interesting costume for Claire, what you're seeing right now. So this is the Elsa Walker Resident Evil 1.5 outfit, remade and redesigned for Resident Evil 2 Remake. So Elsa Walker was supposed to be the predecessor of Claire Redfield, but when the game was about 80% done, they ended up scrapping the whole game. Capcom ended up scrapping the whole game and then redoing it and adding in Claire, the character Claire, to fit in with the general story more. Because originally they're just gonna say Resident Evil 2, that's it, that's done. But they want to make more sequel. So in order to make more sequel, they needed a certain character that linked to the previous installment to kind of make the story connect with each other in a way, and make the fans connect with the character immediately. Because Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, you know, they're brothers and sisters. So the fan understand that connection straight away. So my next kind of positive point, because I've been banging on about negatives for the couple points previously. So when we're talking about gameplay, the gameplay is absolutely solid. It is fantastic. The gun, the shooting, to the melee, to throwing the grenade, all of that stuff are fantastic. It felt absolutely brilliant. You know, the gun, the sound of the gun, the recoil on the gun, everything sounds and felt flying. You know, it's a modern touch. You will have a lot of fun playing this game. Even just after you finish it like 10 million times like I have, I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the gunplay and everything. So the one slight negative is that the movement can be a bit janky still. I got caught out a couple of times with the William Perkins fight when the character just don't move as like flexibly and can adapt to the location. It just very it's very restricted how you move the character. So I guess in order for them to improve it is either to have it a quick time event or have a button that dodge it. So but we'll come into that because they did add these features in the later Resident Evil game. So another positive, audio. The audio of this game is absolutely fantastic. You can choose between classic audio or the original remake. The remake audio, not the original. So you can have classic or remake audio, and the classic audio is exactly the same as it said. The menu screen, the boss fight audio, to everything to room that you go to in the same spot in the classic PlayStation 1 or the PlayStation 4 remake, absolutely the same. You know, well obviously they tuned it up a little bit so they sound better, but yeah, I mean the first run that I did, I actually went for classic straight away. I was just like, screw the original audio, I want the classic Resident Evil 2, and that's where I also got the menu screen at the start of this video. Resident Evil 2, the call out, oh that was fantastic. Gave me chills really. So talking about the audio, also the heavy footing of the Mr. X to zombies screaming or moaning in another room or in the area that you're in. It echoes in the lobby because it's obviously a massive area. To the lickers hissing, all of that you can hear very, very clearly, especially if you wear headphones. If you play this game, I think, you know, I suggest you do wear a pair of headphones. And yeah, it's fantastic to hear all these audio in your ear and getting that atmospheric vibe, you know, enhances it even more, and your experience with the game will be a lot more enjoyable if you put headphones on and just immerse yourself into this game. The audio done a great job, fantastic job. So the next 2 points is dislikes really, and both dislikes are on the story of the game, the story element of the game. First of all, the second run is not too much different from the first run. I just felt like Capcom can do a lot more, can do a lot better in terms of getting that expansion of the story for the second run. Because you start off with Claire or Leon opening the gate of police station immediately, and their guns are not fully loaded like it did when you start off the first run. So obviously there's something happened there, and I really want to see Capcom expanding and exploring and adding that story element of, okay, maybe unlock an area of Raccoon City streets. On the streets, Leon or Claire in the second run or have to battle a few zombies, meet some new NPCs, and getting that early element added story into the game that make fans feel like this is not just a remake that stuck to the original, but the dev team actually spent some time thinking about it and adding new things that are worth it to the lore of Raccoon City and the overall Resident Evil franchise. So, similar to the point that I just made, I really hope Capcom expand the story of Resident Evil 2 in general, adding to the lore, maybe a new NPC, a new enemy, a new area, new files, whatever it is, just adding to the lore of the franchise, because there are a lot of plot holes leading up to the Raccoon City T-Virus outbreak. And I just wish they added a section of the story similar to what Capcom did with Lisa Trevor in the Resident Evil 1 remake. That kind of enriches the story, the backstory of Umbrella and what they've been doing, experimenting the virus behind the scene. And it's actually a quite large scale under Raccoon City. And Lisa being one of the OG of the experiment, so they added that that story, and I think at the end of the day, it was worth it. It was really worth it. I'm just disappointed that they didn't add it in. So the stories is more of my main dislike. The other ones, like having no battle modes, or some of the design was too modern. Those are just nitpicks, really. So the story is definitely one of the ones that I think they could have done more, and they didn't, and I was a little bit disappointed about that. But all in all, I think this is another best point, a positive point. The point that I like is they did stick to the original, like the stories, everything that you go to, all the locations that you go to in the classic Resident Evil 2. They remade it, and they remade it for you to enjoy. Basically, it is still there. There's no element of the game that was missing in a way, and I think that was very good, very nice part of why Capcom had made this game great, is that it's made for the fans, but it's also for the newcomer. So with that being said, here's my conclusion of my thoughts, my review, my opinion of this Resident Evil 2 remake. Capcom took some risks with the decision that they made. They definitely took a lot of risk trying to make the game as closely as possible as the original for the fans, and also took some risk that, okay, the gameplay, the features needs to be modern, so that a newcomer can come in and play the game without needing to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the franchise title. So with that being said, they took some risks, it paid off, that's great. Stuck to the original, but the one negative that I have is that they didn't do enough to the story to expand it. There's an opportunity there for them to expand, but to add to the lore of the story, to the franchise. But they didn't do it. It's a shame to me. I think it's a great shame, but the goal has always been stuck to the original as much as possible. But they did fill up the game with like 6 other side stories, so hey-oh. So as Claire, Leon and Sherry walking down the sunset to safety, getting out of the nightmare, I will rate this game 10 out of 10. My favorite Resident Evil game of all time. So what I got coming up is I compile some of the headshots that I popped in my second run with Leon and Claire, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy my thoughts, my opinion, and my review of Resident Evil 2 Remake as well. If you did, click the like button to put a smile on my face. Subscribe to my channel to follow me on my next title, which is Resident Evil 3, and my continuation to the path of Resident Evil 8 by playing all 11 main titles. If you haven't checked out my Resident Evil 0 playthrough or Resident Evil 1 playthrough yet, go back and check that out. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. And basically, that's me signing out. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. Keep calm and video game. Peace.